So it may be a little difficult to believe the things I'm about to tell you, but I want you to be aware that I mean them, and I'm being completely unironic when I say these things. Firstly, I really enjoy Postal 3. Secondly, I think Postal 3 is pretty good. It's not great, but from a gameplay perspective it's pretty alright. Thirdly, I love Postal 3's humor, and I think it's a great example of how you be offensive in the right way while still trying to make a point. Now, when you think Postal, you probably think all these wacky weapons I'm cycling through and turning people into ridiculous bloody smears with their limbs all over the place. 'Cause sure, we have a lot of weapons to do that here, even a badger. But you see, Postal 3 carries over a theme that Postal 2 also had. Also, here's our helper monkey. Sometimes he'll randomly attack people, but he won't kill them. Anyway, as I was saying, Postal 3 carries over a theme that Postal 2 also had. That theme being that it's very easy and fun to be bad, and very tedious and difficult to be good. This isn't like some hidden meaning you have to work for or anything. In Postal 2, it says on the back of the box, the game's only as violent as you are, and that you can choose to complete your objectives passively or violently, and the game deliberately tries to provoke you into going postal. Postal 3 is the same way, but it's a lot more direct about it. The game tries to tempt you to taking the easy way out by avoiding your objectives entirely and murdering everyone. But unlike Postal 2, Postal 3 is even more childish in the sense that it's more black and white with how this is approached. There's a good path and an insane path. If you ignore your objectives and kill everyone, you go on the insane path. If you complete your objectives like a good boy and don't kill everyone, you go on the good path. Seems like that woman over there is a bit stuck. But see, the thing about Postal 2 is you don't get any reward if you don't kill people. The game just says, "Thank you for playing, Jesus," sarcastically, and you don't get anything. But in Postal 3, you get a reward if you don't kill anyone. And while digging around in the game's code... Let's shoot this shop owner in the head to demonstrate. While digging around in the game's code, I found that message. That message, which had been removed from the game before launch, lets you know when you've killed anyone, directly or indirectly. And if you want the best ending in the game, you have to avoid making that message appear ever. So what we're going to be doing in the game is this. Tasering everyone until they fall over. As you're seeing, because the message is not appearing anymore, this is the non-lethal way to deal with enemies. There are some other non-lethal ways, but this is the primary method. That's right, we're going to beat Postal 3 without killing anyone. And now that you know how we're going to do this, let's get the game started. Started proper.
Okay, I'm here with a man known only as the Postal Dude.
Yeah, I hate that fucking name.
Okay, do you have a real name?
I forget. Kids, don't do drugs.
Too much green health herb.
Or meth. Just kidding, kids. Do as I say, not as I do.
Okay. So, I've read that you were in paradise before it was completely devastated by the unsolved nuclear incident.
Yeah, due to an unfortunate subprime mortgage malfunction, I was forced to relocate to a much nicer neighborhood with my beautiful wife. I'd just been hired by one of America's premier video game companies. Management decided that I was overworked and needed a sabbatical.
Nothing personal, man, but you're fired.
I used the time to check some errands off my list. Got Gary Coleman's autograph, that was pretty sweet. Picked up some steaks, played with elephants, went to confession, and visited my dad's grave. Because that's how I roll.
Speaking of religion, weren't you at the Church of Dave compound during the massacre?
Yeah, it was my Uncle Dave's birthday. I got him one of those bad touch crotchy figures. Those things were harder to get than Strangle Bait Elmo. Awesome party at Dave's until the man showed up. I'm pretty sure they had the wrong address. Anyway, it wasn't really a religious cult. More like a cheap scam for Dave to hook up with Christian chicks. Apparently they go nuts for the whole "I am the reincarnation of Jehovah, kneel down and watch me play a wicked guitar solo" thing. I was impressed. Anyway, after my unfortunate firearms accident, my beautiful wife left me. I was devastated. By then, the neighborhood was lousy with sewer Taliban, and the mad cow Tourette zombie epidemic broke out. So me and Champ decided it was time to get out of town. Besides, about 20 other games were set in cities called Paradise by now.
Right. So you were at the Paradise Municipal Bridge when the tragedy struck.
I'm not a zombie, damn it. Fuck. Surprise! Ow, that was a really cheap shot. Hope you learned a lot about the fucking health system, Skippy.
Fuck this shit!
Say, that's a perfectly good box of grenades. I'd hate to see them go to waste.
So right, the grenades. How the grenades work is if you throw them at the ground, they don't explode immediately, but if you throw them at a living thing, they explode immediately on contact, as I'm about to demonstrate. You can also just press Alt-Fire to drop the grenade on the ground, and use it as a landmine. It's well known that that's exactly how grenades work. Anyway, we have exactly enough grenades to kill these guys if we throw the grenades directly at them. If we miss one of our shots, then we can simply go back and get more grenades. You're not going to be seeing a lot of grenade usage in the campaign, because we're not going to kill anyone. Zombies don't count.
Aw, those guys look scared and cold down there. Would it be wrong of me to want to warm them up?
I've seen a whole lot of people using gasoline poorly in this game. It's really simple. All you have to do is pay attention to where the fluid is actually going. and adjust your aim accordingly. If the fluid is going where it should be, then when you throw the match on it, it'll work. If the fluid's not going where it should be, then it won't. See how easy that was? It's not exactly an efficient way to kill people.
Gee, this bridge rules. There's useful shit lying all over the place. I'm totally outgunned here. Perhaps some helpful on-screen text will suggest something.
Alright, so the pepper spray, another non-lethal way to take out enemies. You just spray them in the face with it enough times and then they fall over and go to sleep. You know, like actually go to sleep. They don't die or anything. You can also use the pepper spray as a flamethrower, but we're not going to do that because we're not going to kill anyone. It's also worth noting that when we spray someone with pepper spray, they drop their weapon, which is very important. Not so much here, because as you're seeing, Postal Dude is an absolute bullet sponge. Him being a bullet sponge is very useful when you're trying not to kill anyone, by the way.
Suddenly, the ranking commander appeared and was impressed with the way I totally did not kill his men. He needed some help because apparently some lunatic was taking out all his guys. He put me in charge of a vital anti-terror operation that I can't really talk about at this time.
Make sure nobody touches these bridge controls! Nobody! Got it, soldier?
No problemo. Nobody's looking. Maybe I can just press it a little bit. Nice level design. Man, that button sure is pretty. Okay, I'm going to. No, I shouldn't do it. A shiny, candy-like button. I wonder what'll happen if I press it. I doed it. Well, I'm convinced there was some kind of miscalculation that caused an unexpected incident with the bridge.
Really? That's fascinating. What happened?
I kind of felt like my calling was elsewhere and decided it was time to move on. Plus, I had seen things. Horrible things. And, of course, there was that unfortunate nuclear deal that was totally not my fault. I mean, whoever it was might not have even known it was a nuke they were arming. Probably.
And Paradise was totally destroyed. Tragic. They still haven't found who caused that.
Really? That's awesomely horrible. What a shame.